The night was thick and dense, like a blanket of fog rolled up tight. I was on the deck of the Sea Haven, a small but sturdy fishing vessel, scanning the horizon for any sign of life or danger. The sea was calm tonight, almost too calm. It's been 20 years since my father went missing at sea, and every time I stepped out here, his absence loomed like a ghost. I had set up my radio to check for any SOS signals in the area. Fishing alone can be a lonely business, but tonight felt different. It was as if the ocean itself was whispering secrets into my ear. I flipped through frequencies, tuning into static and random chatter. And then, on 137.5 megahertz, something strange caught my attention. Sea Haven to Sea Haven. Come in, Sea Haven. This is an emergency message. I paused, heart racing a bit. I grabbed the radio microphone and spoke into it. This is Captain Mark on the Sea Haven. What's your message? But there was no response. The static was punctuated by faint whispers that sounded like someone trying to communicate but struggling with the equipment. Then, something clicked inside my head. I decided to try a different approach. Is anyone there? Can you hear me? I repeated, more firmly this time. And then, out of nowhere, a voice that sent shivers down my spine replied, almost inaudibly, Mark, listen carefully. It's your father. I froze. My father had been missing for 20 years. He couldn't be on the radio, could he? Father? I can barely hear you, I admitted softly. The voice was weak and distant, but unmistakably my dad's tone. Mark, listen to me carefully. There's a storm coming. Turn eastward. I hesitated for a moment, the words ringing in my ears like a warning bell. My father had always been a smart man, and he never gave advice lightly. Eastward? You want me to head into the storm? Yes, came the reply. And turn off your engines. Let the winds carry you. Anger surged through me. You disappeared 20 years ago. Why are you giving me orders now? The voice was soft, almost as if my father was tired and knew his time on this earth was limited. It's not about the storm, Mark. It's about making a choice. Making a choice? What kind of choice? A chuckle followed, faint but clear enough to make me shudder. You know exactly what I mean, son. Trust your instincts and follow my guidance. The storm will pass, and you'll find where you need to go. I hesitated for a moment, the weight of those words settling over me like a heavy fog. All right, I said finally. But if this is a trick... The radio crackled as my father interrupted, his voice urgent now. No tricks, Mark. Just follow my instructions and trust that everything will work out. I took a deep breath, feeling the tension in my muscles ease slightly. All right then, I replied, trying to steady myself. Let's see what happens. I turned on my radio's speaker and began to navigate according to my father's advice. Turning eastward as he suggested, I gradually slowed down and eventually shut off the engines. The wind howled around me, but there was a strange calm that settled over the deck. As we drifted under the stars, something miraculous happened. The storm began to abate. Waves diminished, the air grew cooler, and before long, I found myself in the middle of a tranquil sea. It felt surreal, like I had just walked into a dream where everything was perfectly orchestrated. And then, as if on cue, my radio crackled again. Mark, son, listen to me, my father's voice said gently but with authority. You've done well so far. And now, I have one last thing for you. My heart pounded in my chest as the suspense built. Father, what is it? I can't stay here much longer, he said quietly. But thank you, Mark. Thank you for helping me return home. A sob escaped me before I could stop it, but there was no time to react further. My father's voice faded away into the static. I stood there, feeling a mix of emotions: relief, gratitude, and an overwhelming sense of loss, all rolled up together. Then, in that moment, I heard it. A new blade, a new precedent. The breeze wasn't my father's, it was someone else entirely. But the message was clear. "Captain Mark, thank you for everything." I turned around slowly, my eyes scanning the deck for any sign of what had just spoken. But there was nothing there. No one in sight. Just me, standing alone on the deck of a quiet sea, with only the distant glow of the stars to keep me company. It hit me then. My father's spirit hadn't just guided us through the storm. He had used our time together as bait, luring something deeper into the safety of the harbor. And that something was me, trapped in his body, but now finally free from the depths where he'd been lost all these years. I laughed, a strange mix of joy and relief flowing through my veins. I had spent 20 years trying to outrun the storm, only to find out that perhaps it was never about escaping at all, but about making a safe landing in the harbor where I belonged. By choice, not by fate. As I looked up at the night sky, feeling a strange sense of peace and belonging, I whispered back to whatever force had given me this gift: "Thank you. And next time, maybe we can both stay for the party." The radio fell silent once more, leaving behind only the gentle lapping of the waves against the hull of